Tell the people what you're doing.
Today we're planting the asparagus that's been soaking for a few hours. They look nice and pliable. So we're going to make 2 rows here. And I believe you're supposed to have a mound for the crown to sit on. That's what we're doing.
Cool. You sound like you know what you're doing, so.
Yeah.
So there, the asparagus crowns, they've been soaking for the last day, 24 hours. They're getting planted today. Yeah, but you made me dig it like 10 inches deeper.
Because it has to be, yeah.
So, and you're only going to dig down 2 inches. I could have just left it at 4
Well,
inches.
you didn't dig deep enough because obviously it's very hard.
I'll show you. Let me do it. Yeah, okay. So I just go get the rotavator again. So Mandy's got the first trench dug. Mandy, not me. My pneumonia is still playing up. Oh, she's busy on the second one. Say what you like about her. She's hard working. So that's what Mandy's done. Actually looks like she knows what she's doing. Just this one to do, and then we can start planting. We can start planting the crowns. Mandy can. Okay, so we've laid the crowns out. We've got a piece of drip tube that we've used to measure the spacing. They're 30 centimeters apart. Mandy just ripped the whole crown out of the ground there. So now we're going to just settle them over the mound and then backfill with a bit more compost and then soil. Is that the plan?
Correct.
Okay. Okay, so we're going to go from 7 rows of corn to 2 lots of 3 rows with a slight gap in the middle. So I just need to reconfigure the drip tubes here, get that set up, and then look at a way of keeping them tensioned up because I hate snaky drip lines. Mandy's buried the drip lines under the soil. Now I snapped this drip tube off when I was pulling it out the ground, so I'm just going to replace it with the one that we're not using. We'll use this broken piece for the asparagus. I have the drip circuit set to run at 1.5 bar pressure, so I just use cable ties to tie the pipes all together. So there you have it, 3 drip lines, a space, another 3 drip lines. Just now need to sort out a board over here so we can hold them straight. Okay, Mandy's mashed the artichoke crowns into the ground. Hopefully we got them the right way up. Time will tell. What now? Compost and then soil, babe, and then water. Compost. You're filling up the sides with soil rather than the top. We're going to wait for them to grow out a bit and then come back and backfill. Okay, cool. Almost finished, ready to water. We'll get the drip irrigation set up tomorrow for this. We'll just give it a watering by hand. Mandy's just covered it with compost. We're now going to backfill with soil on the sides. Just like that. Are you watering or weeding?
These things don't like weeds.
They don't. There we go. Water it in. How long does it take to show?
Guess it depends on the state of the crown.
Well, they are what, 2 years old?
We bought them last year.
Last year? They were meant to go in the ground last year, but it didn't happen.
They're supposed to go in about autumn.
Autumn? Well, they're going in spring.
It's okay.
You sure about that?
Yeah, yeah.
How sure?
Very sure.
Time will tell.
I asked my son.
Google. Are you pruning like a psychopath? You sure are making a mess. But it almost looks like you know what you're doing.
I do. I was taught by the
I didn't say you look like, I didn't say you know what you're doing. I said it looks like it. Mandy seems quite comfortable in her natural habitat in the wild.
Thanks.
Are you going there?
One down.
You girls think you could sneak in over here? Hey? Come on, I'll open up. Yeah, okay. Should we let them in, Elle? Should we let the girls in? Hey? Come on, girls. There you go. Come on, Liz. Come on, Vicky. Come on. There you go. Zucchini still hanging in. We can take these covers off in the next few days. I think Mandy got embarrassed by our carrot experiment. She started thinning them out. Hey, babe.
True story.
You're embarrassed? The garlic's looking a lot better. Mandy's tidied it up. Cut all the scraggly leaves. Let's hope this now takes off like wildfire. So after looking at the weather forecast, there was a quick change of plans called for. After a nice spell of dry weather, we decided we wouldn't let it go to waste and we would jump onto sealing the battiscoping around the house. It's a painful job, but it had to get done. We're getting moisture coming in and it's soaking into the walls and causing mold inside, which is really not that good, and it's also a pain in the ass, makes the place look filthy. It's a job we've put off for a while. It's a painful job, it's time consuming and boring. But Mandy, being the trooper that she is, she jumped straight into it, wouldn't let me do it because my knee's still playing up. Result of which her knee's playing up now, but let's not tell anyone about that. If it wasn't for this tool, I can tell you now, there's no ways I would tackle this job. It makes life so much easier. Not sure how we would have done it without it. Initial thought would have been a chisel and hammer. I would have broken more tiles than anything else, I think. After the initial pass with the tool, we'd go over it with a vacuum cleaner just to vacuum out any of the loose bits and also to see where we had to go back and clean up. It's difficult to see with all the dust hanging around there. After this, we hit it with a compressor to get rid of any loose bits and pieces still stuck in there. Then gave it a good clean, allowed it to dry before we were ready to apply the silicone. Let's see there. I'm convinced that that's water soaking in under the battiscoping. So whenever we get a wet season, this is what happens. Every year without fail, I've got to fix this plastering. It's a pain in the ass. Now I'm convinced part of the problem is that the bricks that they use for building here in Italy, they call them tufis. it looks like it's nothing but sand compressed together, so it acts like a sponge the minute it gets any water near it. Okay, so we've dug out the grout between the tiles and the battiscoping. There's movement here all the time on the ground, and that always cracks, so we're going to stick it full of grey silicone, see if that stops the moisture getting in. We redid the grout around the house a couple of years ago, and we used some special grout with fibers in it to stop it from cracking, but with the movement in the ground you can see there's still hairline cracks. It's not so bad here. That's the grout that we redid. You can see the cracks there, and that's just a water trap. So we're going to have to dig that all out and try the silicone approach. If that doesn't work, I'll give up. Okay, I want to start here and go this way. I want to make sure we get quite a bit of the squeezed in underneath, you know what I mean? Maybe we should start in the corner. Start here. I want this to go in deep. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm.
What's that you're using?
Window lean. I was pretty confident that I had this cracked. I mean, I'd watched a few videos on YouTube. I was fully prepared. What I found with using the window lean or Windex to make it slide smoothly, the problem you've got, if you haven't put enough silicone in to start with, you can't spray more in, squeeze more in, because it won't stick. I found that it works a lot better without spraying anything on it. Hang on, Belle. I don't know if I should. Swept all the dust away before I bloody did the siliconing. I'll wait till it dries to pick it off. Arsehole. Very happy with that. For a job that wasn't on the cards, we've pretty much done 40% around our house. Quite a bit more to go, but at least this area here that was showing signs of big holes is covered now.